Welcome back to Positive Business Action, the #1 agritourism podcast with Hugh McPherson and myself.
And John and Ruben. Don't forget Ruben.
Yeah, true.
He's running the show. For crying out loud, he can cut you out of the camera, John.
You're right.
Get your act together.
He can.
Delete.
Today, we're going to be talking about panic.
Yes. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no.
Just like what I did earlier today. I'm kidding. But yes, we're talking about panicking early. So would you mind explaining what you mean by panic early?
Well, we've just come through a couple of festivals, right? So we just did Lavender Festival. Then we did Chainsaws, Brats, and Brews. And we just got done Sunflower Festival. And the key, John, is you have to panic early.
Panicking saves.
And as most of you will know, panic is the best management practice. What people who work for you like to see is that you have no idea what's going on, you're out of control and fearful. That's what makes a good leader.
A leader?
Wait a minute. Check that early. So panic early. So this is a quick little tidbit, a little tip for you. This is what we like to do for our festivals. I call it panic early. So most of you have had the experience where you're getting ready and the event opens on Saturday and it's Friday about 6:30 p.m. There are 11 people scurrying around, just desperately trying to get everything set up, get all of the food in the right place, get everything set to go for the next day. And that's exactly what we used to do. We used to do it, I mean, like clockwork. You could depend on Friday night before a Saturday open. We would be here till 8, sometimes 9 o'clock. And it got very expensive because that's a lot of payroll. And I had to buy people pizza just to keep them working. And I think we all know, John, I'm a cheap Scottish farmer. And so we came up with a new plan. And it took a little while for everybody to catch on to what I was doing. But the plan is panic early. So a week before the event, we act like the event is that Saturday so that we have 98% of the stuff, sometimes just down to the things you can only do the day of the event. Like you can't load the ice chest for the lemonade stand a week ahead. We've tried it. Doesn't work.
It's
just as a heads up, because you're about to tell people about the laws of thermodynamics, aren't you?
I was going to, but you know.
We can skip it. It's fine. It's fine. It's a beautiful lecture, by the way, that John really likes to do. All right.
But back to thermodynamics.
Back to thermodynamics. That's right. Which works something like this. Ooh, is it getting hot in here? Or is it just me?
We're going to need to put the ice in the ice chest a week early to
put it in this chest.
Get rid of that crash and burn right there.
That was a hot take. Okay. So the idea of panic early is you treat the week before as the week of the event. And we just absolutely bust hump. If you're going to work long days, you work long days. If you're going to go get everything, do all of your inventory. Everything's going to get delivered a week early. Everything is going to be done before the week before the event. And that way, the 5 days leading up to the event are a breeze. That is the trick. And some of you say, oh, I can never do it. Oh, it's going to be last minute every time. Look, stop it. That is your own discipline. Look, I want you to think about it this way. You were going to panic Friday night before the event and scramble around like a fool and stress out your staff and stress yourself out and not be able to sleep and do whatever. Well, just do it a week before. And that's just a choice. Okay. So you tell me, oh, I can't do that, Hugh. I can't do that. No, that's you. Okay. That's not the world conspiring against you. That's you. You need to just pick to do it. And the minute we picked to do it that way, everything in the world just became a whole 5 days easier. Then going into the event, all we're thinking about now is what can I do for a promotional video? How are the ads running? Do we have good email content out? I can focus on all of that marketing stuff instead of running around trying to keep people busy because, oh my gosh, we forgot to do it. And the only change is 7 days. 7 days.
And so do you think that since we panic early, then you can be more present with the people who attend and you can go out and talk because you're not running around doing 15 different things trying to get ready to open when people are already there?
That's right. And, for us, even strategically through the year, we panic early, right? So for Lavender Festival, we are not open in the fun park. So we don't have to have the fun park ready. But for Chainsaws, Brats, and Brews, we had to have the entire fun park, every attraction except the indoor playground and the espresso bar, because it was hot. It's July, fool. All right, I still drink espresso in July. No
I
problem.
do too.
But we had to have the whole place ready. And guess what? Now we're going into getting ready for fall season. We had a couple early groups. We've already had people out in the corn maze or some of those summer groups. It's not busy, but oh my gosh, what a relief. The whole place is done clean. We're doing some weed whacking, some mowing. We're doing some, a little bit of weed spraying here and there, but the attractions are open. And it is such a relief to not be the last week of August. Everybody's back to school, so you can only work after school. You can only work Saturdays and Sundays trying to get things ready. It was a mess. And let's be honest, you don't like it either. Like, you don't like doing that. I've talked to dozens of people this week, getting their park ready, their attraction ready, and luckily they're working on it now. I'm so proud of everyone. They're panicking early. Now, I mean, some of them are in a panic, but they're panicking early and they're making sure that in that week, I'll tell you what, here's the biggest test. And I think the biggest indicator that this has been successful. I am not going to be here on opening weekend. What? No, Farmer Hugh is not going to be at the maze on opening weekend. I got a family reunion. It's really important to my wife that I'm there, and her family, a bunch of them went to Marshall. Janine and I went to Penn State, and our side of the family, went to Penn State. And Penn State Marshall game is Labor Day weekend. That's our opening weekend. And I asked the gang, I said, look, I got a family reunion. You guys hold it down? And they all said, absolutely. Absolutely. Because we're not going to be in a panic.
Right.
If there was a panic, they would not feel confident enough to cover that weekend with me being away, right? Because I would still be trying to organize and fiddle around at the last minute with these things that will 100% be done. I mean, literally everything will be done by Thursday of next week. Everything we need to open. I mean, we're doing stuff like the guys built a sick Torii gate for the entrance to the Samurai, Land of the Rising Sun. That's our corn maze theme this year in the front of the maze. Like, if we were scrambling last week of August, we would not have time to do this, right? But we're bad chilling. Is something going to go wrong? Sure. Is something going to not work? Sure. Are we going to miss orders? Sure. But the attractions are open. Everything's been hooked up, inspected. We already ran it for a weekend with Chainsaws, Brats, and Brews, right? The train works. Like, everything is working. And that's the idea behind Panic Early. Here's the good news. It is a choice. You can choose to do it, or you can choose to do it the way you've always done it. And you just have to say, I want something different, right?
So what are some things that panicking early has helped you catch instead of finding out, or not even finding out until the weekend's over and you realized very late that you missed it?
My gosh. Okay. Everybody's got POS systems, right? And we even have Logan who takes care of all the POS system, plugs them all in, gets all the printers hooked up, gets all the internet hooked up, gets all the stuff hooked up, all the stuff hooked, blah, 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 right? We get opened up, and the first 6 questions at our very first event were, the payment method isn't connected through to the POS. The reader isn't Bluetooth to the thing. My printer isn't printing, blah, 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 right? That happens every single time. So now in our Panic Early for Sunflower Festival, because for me, that is very, very frustrating, right? If you're not taking money fast at the front door, that's very frustrating to a Scotch farmer. All right. So now when we panic early, we actually use one of our company cards and we go the whole way through the process at the front desk and actually purchase a ticket through the POS system. So it's not like, yeah, everything's connected, should work. We actually process a transaction at every position, right? You don't find that stuff if you don't panic early. The other great one that we found is that our lemonade machine's safety switch wasn't working. So we're out there getting stuff hooked up, and it's Friday, and it's going to be, Saturday is a week before the event, and we're hooking everything up. We're like, lemonade crushing machine not working. Now, folks, sometimes we have the POS reports to prove this. Sometimes we're doing 108 lemonades an hour. Farmer Hugh does not want lemonade machine broke. We found that out the day before or the week before, right? That's the kind of stuff that you can find out. We found out once that we had no lids. All the cups in the world, we're going to put them out. no lids, no straws. We found missing syrups, no syrups. We had everything set up. We're all 100% good. Okay, cool. Make a blueberry lemonade. Syrup's gone. Right? It's all of those little things. And you guys know how irritating it is. Because we did this is our 30th season, folks. We seriously did this for like 26 years before we learned how to panic early. Right? And it's that opening weekend, and you just spend your time running in a circle, just trying to put out fire after fire after fire. I've had people tell me I'm a firefighter. I just go around and put out fires, put out fires, put out fires. Just imagine if that was done the week before. We figured out another one that was great. Hey guys, we're 100% ready to go. I said, okay, cool. Today we're going to go through all of the opening and closing lists for the park. Oh, great. We're going to get all that done totally in advance. It's going to be wonderful. One of the guys goes up to get started and he goes, should there be a tractor to pull the cow train?
Maybe.
We're missing the entire tractor. Like the whole, we ready to open, guys? I don't know. Should there be a tractor up here?
No, that's their new job. They got to pull the whole thing.
That's right. It's a workout program. Yeah, missing an entire tractor, right? Just, missing speakers on the hayride, like all that stuff. That's why we panic early. And you guys know how it feels, okay? So what I want you to know, you want to say, oh, no, I don't know if we can ever do that. My gang isn't going to want to do that. They're not going to feel the pressure. Well, guess what? You can just apply the pressure, right? We can just apply the pressure in a positive way. I tell them, this isn't a trick. I tell them, guys, this week we are panicking early. We're going to do every opening and closing list. I want to make sure we find everything that's wrong. We found the Super Mega Slide return conveyor doesn't work. We tested it 2 weeks ago. Now it's 1 week before open. We hit the button. Nothing. Let me tell you, that is a catastrophic event at the Super Mega Slide. If the conveyor doesn't work, like I built the whole thing around the conveyor working, right? I mean, we found all kinds of stuff like that. Went into the bamboo maze, and let's just say lots of birds are in there. All the stations were completely, let's just say, birded over.
Ransacked.
Right? Found that out. Panic early. You can do this. This is your choice to panic early. So that's our hint. A little bit of something to, give you an idea. So that's the move. 1 day before, a week before opening, John. That's what I'm telling you. And then you don't have to panic during opening week. It's fantastic. Fantastic.
Panicking early, less stress.
Panicking early, less stress. That's 100% true. That's 100% true. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I think that's going to do it for this little quick tidbit of information, little tips and tricks for you. So thanks for listening, and we will see you next time.
Now go panic.